Hey, welcome. Today we're going to explore Ayurveda. Now, you might have heard of it, but it's so much more than just herbal remedies. It's truly a complete science of life, an incredible guide to achieving well-being on every level: physical, physiological, and even psychological. So let's dive in and really unpack what makes this ancient science so powerful.
Here's our game plan. First, we'll get into its core philosophy. Then, we'll break down the three core energies that pretty much govern everything in the body. After that, we'll see how we can apply this to our daily lives and what we eat. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at why this ancient system is more relevant today than ever.
All right, first up, what makes Ayurveda's view of health so different? Well, it all comes down to its foundational philosophy of seeing the whole person, not just a bunch of separate symptoms.
There's this incredible ancient Sanskrit saying that just perfectly sums up the Ayurvedic worldview. It tells us that nature is basically a giant pharmacy, but the real wisdom, the real skill, is in understanding how to use it. It's all about that deep connection between us and the world around us.
So what does the word Ayurveda actually mean? Well, it literally translates to the science of life. And I want to stress, this isn't just about fixing things when they're broken. It's a complete roadmap for living a long, healthy, and genuinely happy life by optimizing every single aspect of who we are.
Now, to really get a feel for this, let's compare two different ways of seeing the body. The reductionist view, which is pretty common in modern medicine, breaks everything down into its smallest parts, cells, organs, chemicals. But Ayurveda, it takes a totally holistic approach. It sees the body, the mind, and our consciousness not as separate pieces of a puzzle, but as one single, seamless, interconnected system.
Okay, so this whole holistic view, where does it come from? Well, it's all built on a core theory called the Tridosha. This is the idea that three fundamental energies are at play, governing all of the functions within our bodies and our minds. First, we have Vāta. The best way to think about Vāta is as the energy of movement, kind of like the wind. It's responsible for basically everything that flows in the body: your breath moving in and out, your blood circulating, even the blinking of your eyes. And get this, even the flow of thoughts in your mind, that's Vāta at work.
Next up is Pitta. This is the energy of transformation and metabolism. You can think of this as the body's internal fire. It governs digestion, of course, breaking down our food into energy, but it also regulates our body temperature and, on a mental level, our ability to digest information and understand the world.
And finally, we have Kapha. This is the energy of structure and stability, like a combination of earth and water. Kapha is what gives our body its physical form. It lubricates our joints, and it governs things like growth and moisture. It's really the force that holds everything together.
Now, I know these might sound a little abstract, right? But they're not. Each dosha has real, observable properties, or what are called gunas. For instance, Vata is dry, light, and cold. Pitta is hot and sharp. And Kapha is heavy and stable. Staying healthy, according to Ayurveda, is really just a dynamic balancing act between these very real qualities.
So, we've got the theory down, but how does this actually work in real life? This is where we get to the really practical side of Ayurveda, learning how to align our lives with the natural rhythms of the day and the changing seasons. Ayurveda gives us something called dinacharya, which is just a fancy word for daily routine. And this is where you can see the brilliant logic of the system. For example, it recommends eating your biggest meal at midday. Why? Because that's when Pitta, your digestive fire, is naturally at its strongest. It just makes sense. You can process that food most efficiently then.
And guess what? The exact same logic applies to the seasons with what's called ritucharya. Our bodies are obviously affected by the world around us, so our lifestyle should adapt. In the heat of summer, you'd naturally want cooler, more liquid foods. But in the cold of early winter, you'd need heavier, warming foods to keep your strength and balance. It's incredibly intuitive. Okay, let's dig a little deeper into one of the most powerful tools in the entire Ayurvedic toolkit. And that's the idea that food isn't just fuel, it's medicine. It's something that can directly influence our internal balance every single day. Ayurvedic nutrition is built around these 6 fundamental tastes, or shadrasa. You've got sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. The core idea here is that a truly balanced and nourishing meal should contain all 6 of these tastes.
And here is where it all comes together so beautifully. Each of those tastes has a direct and predictable effect on the doshas. You can see it right here. Sweet, sour, and salty tastes will increase kapha.
but pungent, bitter, and astringent tastes will decrease it. Once you understand this, you can literally use your diet to actively manage your health and bring your body back into balance. It's amazing.
So let's zoom out for a second and bring it all together. What makes this ancient system so incredibly powerful and honestly so relevant in our busy modern world?
So, to wrap it all up, Ayurveda's real power lies in its approach. It's personalized. It recognizes that every single one of us has a unique constitution, or prakriti. It's preventative. It's all about using diet and routines to stop disease before it even starts. And most importantly, it's holistic and systems-based, always treating the person as an interconnected whole.
And this really leaves us with a fascinating question to think about. In a world full of stress and all kinds of lifestyle issues, how can a science that's thousands of years old offer us real, practical solutions for living a healthier and more balanced life right now? At the end of the day, Ayurveda offers us a timeless framework. It's a personalized, preventative, and truly holistic approach to well-being that really empowers each of us to take charge of our own health.